Hey YouTube family, welcome to this series. So in this 14 video series, we'll be seeing everything about software development. So this is the first video where I'll be doing a basic introduction to IT and a glimpse of what this series will be looking like. So आइए शुरू करते हैं. Everything about software development. Season 1, Episode 1. Introduction to IT. So before starting, I like to give a glimpse of what's my profile and what's the idea behind making this video. So I'm one of the youngest millennial geek who loves to learn something new every day and explore things across industry to keep my skills relevant. I completed my bachelor degree in computer science from IP University Delhi in batch 2015-18 and post-graduation diploma in artificial intelligence from Triple IT Delhi. I have done some certifications like strategic management and banking and financial markets, a risk management perspective from IIM Bangalore, and a Deloitte certified AI automation expert. Also, I'm having over 5 years of experience in corporate sector as of today. So now let's start with the software development. When we say software development, what it actually means. So software development is nothing but a process of creating and maintaining computer programs and applications. It involves designing, coding, testing, and deploying software to meet specific user or business needs. This process includes various programming languages, development tools, and best practices to produce functional and efficient software solutions. Requirement for each problem statement and business can be unique based on the end user. Software development lifecycle. So, what is software development lifecycle? It basically describes the entire flow of how the software is being developed. So, first we do the initial planning and where we see what are the assets that we are having, what are we actually trying to achieve with this development that we are doing. Then comes the requirement gathering, which happens with the business point of contact, and we check what are the requirements for the new development that we are going to do. After that comes the designing phase where we design and provide a demo kind of thing to the client, and post that the coding starts. Then we do the code and add logic, and all those things are accommodated to the flow and then integrated. Post which we test things, and if everything is working as per the expectation, then we deploy the changes to production. Post which only the maintenance activities remain. So this sums up basically everything about the software development lifecycle. Programming languages. There are n number of programming languages that are currently existing, but I'm just mentioning the few ones which are currently very much famous, and you will see most of the developments that are happening around these. So first one is Python. These days, given the context of AI, may it be machine learning, may it be NLP, may it be generative AI, may it be anything else, Python is being used to some or the other extent. So first language that I have written over here is Python. Second is Java. Java is also a great language, but yeah, it's a bit hard to learn. You should be pretty much aware of the basic pillars of programming before learning Java. And when compared to Python, it is having much difficult syntax and all that stuff, because of which people are not able to that easily grasp it. Python is more or less like some libraries that are already pre-built, and we call it using some functions or using some piece of code that individual function can be called with. Then comes JavaScript. JavaScript is something that we integrate with our web technologies, which is HTML, CSS3, to enable something. So any logic that we need to write and attach it, we write in it JavaScript. Apart from that, there are also various library of JavaScript, Feather.js, Fabric.js, to name a few, which allows us to do many more things which normally not possible in just the JavaScript. Then we have C++. We all know that C++, C Sharp, C, these are some of the basic languages that everyone should at least uh, learn once when they are starting their programming journey or starting their career in IT, so that they have a basic idea and overview of how things work over here. Then we have Ruby. Ruby is also a good language. It is somewhat like not same like Python, but yeah, it is having its own uh, pros and cons. Then we have PHP. PHP is more or less a language which is which is used at the back end for keeping the data and data maintenance, all that stuff that happen. We use PHP over there. Then we have Swift, Go, which is also known as Go language by Google. Then we have R. Then we have SQL. Then we have Perl. Then we have Haskell, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the few languages that are most oftenly and mostly currently used in the market. Maybe in coming days we'll see some other language leading or on the top of all other languages. So this is something that has been evident in the past few years. In if you will see the number of users each programming language was having, and definitely the same can happen in the near future as well. Environments. So when we say environments in context of information technology or IT sector, these are the places where we do different things. So when we say development environment, this is the place where the developers or the person who is writing the code, he writes the code and the modules, all the functions that they are writing, it's done in the development, and then the testing part is also done over here. Then there's a quality environment. In quality environment, when we are importing something from development to quality, what we basically check if there is some issue that happens because of the system change or environment change, which can be eliminated and fixed if required. Then we have production. Production is the environment where real actual data is being placed, and where actually at the runtime the user or the application or whatever tool or technology we have built is being used. So anything moves to production only after we have successfully built it, tested in development, and then also all the quality checks are being passed in the quality environment. Some other important aspects in software development that I like to discuss. First is version controlling. So when we say version controlling, in the previous slide I already told you that we build and test everything in development and all that stuff, right? So version controlling is something that keeps track of all the changes that are being pushed to production. Now say let's uh, assume a hypothetical scenario. What we have done, we have made three changes and we are moving those changes to production. Two of them went as per the expectation, but the third one, because of the third one, there was some issue because of which the production is has stopped working, or there are some blockers that have popped up, right? So in this scenario, what we will can do, if we are using version controlling, we can roll back to the previous version and then specifically address that bug using the version that was failing, say in acceptance or quality or testing environment, and ensure that yeah, everything is working as per the expectation. Next is coding best practices. Each programming language or each tools, each of the solution that is being built for the business is having its own best practices. But the most common ones are readability and maintainability. Anything that you are building, right, should be readable. Say, if you are making a piece of code today and you revisit it after, say, 1 or 2 years, you won't be able to like recall what it was actually serving, right? So for that context, we should always add comments, notes, and prepare few documents around it to make it more readable for us or maybe some other person who is managing that tomorrow. Then second one is maintainability. Whenever we are building anything, it should be built with an idea of taking this thing in mind and account that yeah, uh, this is something that we are building based on the assets and business scope that it is currently, but we should also see that it should be maintainable and say if tomorrow business comes and asks for some other changes or some new changes that should be implemented, the flow, the code should be able to accommodate that. Then we have testing and quality assurance. As I already have summarized that in the previous video, previous slide, but yeah, To give a more brief context, in testing, what we do, we prepare use cases, or you can say prepare test scenarios. Say, if we are building a solution which is taking two numbers and which is giving output by dividing it, then in the test scenario one, we should always we will build some test cases, and test cases can be, say, the denominator should, if the user provides denominator as 0, if the user provides denominator as some variable or something like that, and taking to all those hypothetical scenario that may can occur, we should test everything. So testing is based on that. Then comes quality assurance. Quality assurance, all apart from ensuring that yeah, everything is working as per the flow, as per the client requirement, we also manage ensure that yeah, everything that is happening is complying to the best practices of uh, that particular domain, that particular client, as well as the end user. Say, I have developed something which we are going to use in India, then it should comply to the government policies as well that are in India, to ensure that yeah, there is nothing that pops up tomorrow and there is something that can be a blocker for the business continuity, right? So that thing is also important. Then we have framework and libraries. So all the things that we build, right, they are associated with some or the other frameworks that are available in the market, and libraries that are being used. I'll take a scenario of a Python code. So say today I'm building a chatbot, okay, using Python. So what I'll do, I'll use few libraries, and I'll be using a framework, say Visual Basic. I'm using Visual Basic. Then Visual Basic is a framework that allows me to code Python. So what I'm saying basically translates to, it is allowing me to prepare that piece of code using that particular library in the way that it has been programmed, and we are able to successfully do that. So this is something about framework. Libraries, there are various libraries that we are having. So taking the instance of Python, we are having pandas, then we have NumPy, then we have C1, and n number of libraries that are already present over there. So that's it. Then we have database management. Uh, we all are already aware that everything that is happening in the today's era where data is fuel, we need something or the other thing to store that data, right? So to store the data, what we are doing, we are managing those data with the relational databases and ensuring that all the data is being saved in the way it should be, so that it can be referred if required in the future. So this is something about database management. Then we have web development. Web development is nothing but HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and all these things that are being used for creating the front end user experience when we are doing UI UX thing for the client. So yeah, that is that we can summarize this in two lines, two more, using two more lines. Say we are developing a web page, right? So we are using HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and some Bootstrap or other things along it. So all these things that we are using will be part of this web development that is being done. Let's move forward and see some more aspects of software development. Security in software development. So whenever we are developing something, right, if the security of that data is being compromised, then business won't be benefiting from it. Rather, it will be a blocker for the business, and business will definitely, if anyone is trying to build something, right, the idea behind it to enhance the something and to serve some problem statement, if there is some security breach, right, that can happen, if there is something, some issue to the security and compliance or anything, then definitely that thing can go south. So to avoid that from the development phase itself, one should always follow the best practice and include all the validations and the ways that can be used to ensure that the data is not being anywhere compromised, to ensure that uh, if client has provided us something and we are working on it, so we are giving 100% and there's no issue that pops up. Moving to mobile application development. When we say mobile application development, it includes both Android and iOS mobile application development. So currently, mostly we use Android Studio for mobile application development, and for iOS there is uh, and for iOS there is already a pre-built module that is we are having in MacBook, which you can use for that development. We call it Xcode. Okay. So apart from this, there is also a way using Angular and Ionic that we can do a hybrid application development, in which once we develop the solution, right, we can simply generate a Android SDK and iOS application that can be uploaded directly. And in this scenario, also it is so hybrid that it automatically uh, gets translated based on the devices to devices, and one of the best approach as well. So that summarizes mobile application development. Then we have I have added some subtopics, which is future and current trends. So you have I'm 100% sure that you have must heard of this term called as AI, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is nothing but a set of rules that we have defined for the computer, and based on which the computer is able to decide. We train it on some data, right, and we say that if A scenario, then take this section; if B scenario, then take this section; if C scenario, then take this action, and so on and so forth. So in this way we make a program this much intelligent that it can understand the situation, and based on that mimic some actions that in the same way a human will do. So that's something to summarize artificial intelligence. Then we have NLP. When we say natural language processing, we should always take in account that there are a lot of different languages that exist on earth, right? So it is not feasible for us to develop something for all those languages. So currently, most of the NLP thing that is coming up and that has been developed is around the language English, and English is one of the broadly spoken language across the globe. So we are already having several uh, trained models. You must have heard of ChatGPT, right? It is one of the great examples that has been a asset for a number of people that are currently using it on daily basis, and definitely it has been a showstopper in the past 2-3 quarters, I must say. That yeah, it has provided all the context and content that was relevant, and you don't have to go to Google search for go to 10 different pages, acquire resources, and based on that prepare something. You can simply ask a questions to ChatGPT, reframing it twice and thrice, and you can get the relevant result. Even I use ChatGPT for generating the content for this video. Then we have cloud. Cloud is nothing but something, say you want a virtual machine, right? You want your data to be hosted somewhere. Either you can have it on a physical device that is at your end, or you can store it on cloud. So there are majorly four players in the cloud market currently which are existing. One is Google, one is Azure, one is GCP, and the fourth one is Oracle. Apart from this, there are several company firms and organization as well which are providing cloud solutions, and that depends on business and business chemistry that exists. Then we have automation. Automation is nothing but a set of similar rules that can be defined, or business rules that can be defined for a data. Say we are getting some data from web. Based on that we are downloading some Excel file, downloading some PDF, downloading something. On top of that we are again using the data that we have scrapped to run some algorithm, or prepare some query and check if everything is as per the expectation, seeing some validation, preparing something, and then dropping an email to some desired team or something like that. So all this thing can be done using automations. Then is I have mentioned quantum computing. Quantum computing, I guess, is something that is also ongoing. It's not at that scale, but yeah, in this coming decade, we'll see that quantum computing will also be leading the market in the similar fashion that artificial intelligence, cloud, and automation is leading right now. So yeah, thank you for watching the video till end. Please like, share and subscribe to motivate me for posting more such videos, and thank you once again. So here's the outro. Thanks for watching the video till end. Please like, share and subscribe to motivate me for posting more such videos. Also, you can leave your comments in the comment section below, or follow me across social media and DM for further details. Thank you so much.